Well,
Welcome.
it's from the top. From the top.
Yeah, because your audio was completely unhearable. You just sound like I like I the most roboty I've ever heard anything sound. Welcome. Welcome to the Game Dads podcast where we talk about video games and everything but video games, and both of us just upgraded our dad count to one recently. Upgraded it by one recently.
Yep. We did simple addition.
Yes. My daughter was born on June 8th. Her name is Maxine Regina Andrews, and we call her
Wait, she was born
Max.
on June 8th?
No, wait. What? No. Maybe it was June 7th. Am I crazy? Or maybe it was June
I don't
9th. Am
know.
I crazy?
June 9th was my birthday, brother.
No, she was
And June
born
8th
on
is Ghostbusters Day.
whose birthday?
June 8th is Ghostbusters Day
Oh, well
and our
then
anniversary.
yes. I am. It was June 8th. You said it, and then
We're so tired, guys.
no, was it June 7th?
When was your daughter born?
I'm, I'm
Aaron
I'm
Michael.
so out of it. June 7th. June 7th.
That's funny.
That's terrible. My father privileges are just shrinking as we speak. Tired. Everybody, I'm tired.
I had a guy at work tell me they're expecting a kid here anytime, like next 2 or 3 weeks, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this will be my son's name," and immediately I'm just like, "What was his name again?" Like I had immediately forgot it. Uh, yeah, that's
June
I,
June
I
7th.
I'm on so much Red Bull right now, dude. It's nuts.
Max was born. She is healthy and happy and great, and already a little opinionated Andrews baby. She's got her own thing going on, and people don't need to be telling her what to do. And she's 3 weeks old.
That's awesome.
No,
That's how it goes, though, right?
it is. It
Girl
is.
dads.
Girl dads. I I have I had an epiphany, specifically a game dads related epiphany, that is my main topic that I want to talk about. So I've also got a bunch of other things, just stuff that's been going on recently. It's been a while. I mean, obviously, since the baby was born, since we did a podcast and just got stuff built up. So,
Yeah.
I figure we both are going to have a pretty extensive what you playing going on. So, what you been playing?
I'm not going to get into every single thing I'm playing because, like you said, it's been a little while since we did a podcast. So currently, what I'm playing is Metaphor Re Fantasio, and
Ooh.
I'm not that far into it. About 7 or 8 hours in, and I'm really digging it. Like I'm in my, I'm on my turn-based kick right now. I'm currently playing like as we speak, because game devs lore. I always play video games while we talk. I'm playing Power Wash Simulator. But yeah, I don't know, dad's dad life. You don't really get to play a whole lot, which is fine by me. It's not really that big of a deal. So I'm kind of like jumping in and out of a lot of stuff. But Metaphor has been my main focus the last few days. Since we talked last, there's been a whole ass console that's come out. And so I actually surprised Drake with it, which was kind of cool. Our pre-order got canceled through, I think it was Walmart we went through. So when pre-orders went live, I got the pre-order in, they charged my card, and then they canceled my pre-order the next day. Getting my money back, that's all great and all that stuff. So we were just gonna not get one. And the day that the Switch 2 came out, I walked into a Target when they opened up. There was no line. And I walked out with the Switch 2, a Pro controller. It was a Switch 2 that came with Mario Kart and a memory card because Nintendo doesn't let you use your own memory cards. Of course they don't. And Street Fighter 6. So got Drake the whole shebang. So I got to surprise him with it too. So he had no clue he was getting it. So that was his reward for getting all A's on his report card this year. And so yeah, we've been kind of playing that kind of off and on. It's collecting dust currently until Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out, but we've been playing a little bit of Mario Kart, and I got thoughts on it. Like,
And I heard about the
you
Mario
know,
Kart World drama, and I was like,
what's the
the
drama?
the drama that I heard was everybody who's playing online is selecting random as their course because you get to do more laps on the track that it actually picks instead of the in between tracks. Then Nintendo released a patch to fix that, which people are really upset about because it was the only way that anyone was playing online, and now no one wants to play online anymore.
Yeah. So let me tell you about that, dude. I haven't played online, and I don't intend to play online, at least not for a while. I'm probably going to end up going back to Mario Kart 8 for my online stuff if I do end up playing it. But anywho, that like Mario Kart World is it's more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but it's a step forward, but it's like three steps back. I like the new courses, but in between each course, you have to drive to your next one. So like if your next course is Bowser's Castle, you've got 2 laps, quote unquote, that are just trying to get to the castle and then 1 lap in the castle.
It
That
just seems
sucks.
it seems so very obvious that they should have made it 2 laps in the castle and then 1 lap driving to it, or 1 lap driving to it and still 3 laps in the castle. It seems so
Or
very obvious.
how about 3 laps in the castle?
Yes,
Like
like three
or
laps in
or
the
just
castle and then just do your drive in between for fun, anyways. But like, why would you?
yeah,
It's like I want to see the cool stuff, not like the Moo Moo Meadows, but a straight line. All of the
yeah.
in between tracks that I've seen so far just look like Moo Moo Meadows in a straight line.
That's basically, and Moo Widows is in the game too, but you only get to play it 1 lap.
I just
No, it's like Mario Kart. It's fun. It's always going to be fun. But the people that like me and you that really got into Mario Kart 8 because I mean that's been the only Mario Kart game for the last 11 years. It's just it, I imagine a lot of it is just anticipation. Like we were all waiting for this game to come out, and then it's just less than. So like there's no 200cc. There's no like the track offerings considerably less, and that's to be somewhat expected just because
yeah,
of how
yeah.
much DLC. But even the DLC that they put in, like that the expansion pass through Nintendo Online,
Mm.
that's a whole Mario Kart game in and of itself.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
mean, is essentially it is. It's literally the same amount of tracks that were in the original game, but just like all new tracks with new stars. Like it's essentially a brand new game.
yeah, I can't help but be disappointed about it by it, but it makes me really think of just how spotty my history was with Mario Kart. And you would think that, Brett, being I would say somewhat lapsed Nintendo fan, and I hate saying that, but I don't love every single Mario Kart. I really liked, the original Mario Kart
This
64.
dude's gonna talk some double dash right now.
I don't like Double Dash. I don't think I think the people that really I've learned this term glaze lately.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like it, but the people that glaze Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart Double Dash, like, I do whatever. But like, I'm not a Double Dash guy. I'm not a Mario Kart Wii guy. I love DS and I love Mario Kart 7. Super Circuit can eat a dick, but you know, really like I like about half of the Mario Kart games. And they all kind of have a distinct feel to them. Like Mario Kart Wii feels completely different than Mario Kart 64. And that feels completely different from Mario Kart Double Dash. And each one does something just a little bit different. But with this one, it looks like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It like plays like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but like the offerings are just it's bare bones. The rubber banding is just off the freaking charts. I'm somebody that I would consider myself a very, very good Mario Kart player. I know a lot of people say that like in their circles and stuff, but like the people that have played me, like
No,
they
not
don't
no.
want to play me.
No, I'm not. I'm not a glazer, but Brett is pretty freaking good at Mario Kart. Like, that's not here to hype him up for the podcast. Brett is just pretty damn good at Mario Kart.
The rubber banding and thank you, I appreciate that. The rubber banding in this game is just it's it has more in common, like, and it being Mario Kart World has more in common with Mario Party than it does Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's the best comparison that I have. It's a party game. And there could be an argument for Mario Kart 8 being a party game as well, but I would actually argue that that one became more of a not a hardcore racer, but like it's more racer than it is than most of the other Mario Kart games in the series.
Yeah, I could see, and plus, like, to expand the racers to 24 does kind of give a party game vibe.
Oh yeah, you get knocked anywhere beyond fifth place, dude. It's like Mad Max. You're not coming back from that. But no, like the Switch 2, I I don't think I can put my seal of approval on it. It's not so like when the 64 came out, we had Mario Kart 64 or Mario, gosh, Super Mario 64, and that was really enough. Like we were good with that. The Switch, we had Breath of the Wild, dude. That was more than enough to tide us over. Mario Kart World is just not enough. I do wish because it looks like, dude, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks fantastic. I really wish the games were reversed. I can see why they put Mario Kart World out first because they want to get everybody in the casuals and all that other stuff. And dude,
Uh-huh.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold so many copies, but Donkey Kong Bonanza is where it's at, I think, and that's from everything that's been coming out the last few weeks about it. Just the preview cycle, the what everybody is saying about it, like and people that I trust or
Yeah.
outlets that I trust rather, dude, that look and it was just confirmed that that's the Mario Odyssey team.
That's
Um,
I'll say that's a huge boon.
dude, I'm so pumped. The only thing that was really ticking me off about Mario or about Donkey Kong Bonanza, dude, do we really need Donkey Kong lore? Do you people really need to know the lore of Donkey Kong? Shut up.
I
Just
Okay, here's the way I look at that thing, because I was thinking the same thing that you are, but like, it's the Zelda problem. As soon as they
yeah.
try to like pin down the lore of the Donkey Kong games, it's go they won't be able to do it because the games weren't written that way, and then the topic is gonna be how wrong the attempt to pin down the lore was. So like, don't do it. Just don't bother.
Well, and everybody's going to respond with the Anchorman gift too, where he says, "I don't believe you." Like no matter what they say, they're going to light that cigarette up and say, "I don't believe you."
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So,
they're going to come up with their own stuff.
just don't
Dude, for
bother.
years I wanted the Zelda timeline too, and then they put it out, and I'm just like, this is dumb. Like we don't need this. Like, do we really need? I love the Final Fantasy approach. Not everything needs to cross over. You
Yeah.
know.
You can just have
Um,
Sid in every game, and they're not connected in any way, shape, or form. It's just some name that people like. Like, you don't. It doesn't have to be. Everything doesn't have to be in the MCU. Like, just relax about that.
yeah. Um, I've seen stuff of like it's like whoa like just could like how does young Pauline how does this
Yeah.
affect the Donkey Kong timeline? It's like where does King K. Rool fit in?
I don't, stop.
He
Stop.
doesn't.
Stop.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I saw the exact same thing starting to pop off, and I was just like, just don't. Just
Yeah,
don't. Just don't. Like, it's just not worth
but
it.
yeah. Overall, though, man, like I think the Switch 2 is a fine console. Like what it's doing with backwards compatibility is great. But like dude, a lot of the original Switch games, they look a lot better. But these expensive games and just the bare bones kind of I would say the whole launch has been kind of bare bones. Like
Yeah. It
you can't
seems
really say this thing's been great.
it seems to me like if you were gonna do the stuff that you did with the Switch 2, specifically raising the price of Mario Kart, it should have came out of the box bigger than Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
If you're gonna make it more expensive than Mario Kart 8, then it should be better than Mario Kart 8. Like, you should have been like, this is why we're charging you more money for it. Look at this, instead of like, I just want more money.
Yeah.
But,
I
whatever. I mean, maybe at some point they'll, continue to flush it out and then eventually it'll be, worth the money. But right now I'm not even interested. I've seen tutorials and the flipping on the rails and the walls looks cool. It looks like you can do some really like track breaking stuff with it, but like maybe
I haven't done any wall rides yet.
uh old
Not a
man Brett
single one.
over here. Old man Brett over here.
I
Wheels stay on the
I'm not wall
ground.
riding. Nope. I've grinded a couple rails and stuff, but you won't catch me up on those walls. No way. Nope. My tires stay on the tracks, so I'll still beat your ass. But yeah, so I'm not really playing a whole lot, dude. I'm so stoked to get back to Metaphor. Like it's really starting to pick up, and it picks up quicker than what Persona does.
Mhm.
Persona has, I don't know. Have I ever told you like what my history of Persona is? Like,
We talked about it.
um,
We talked about it on like one episode. I think it was one of the like game like our top games of probably 2023 when we were talking about it when I was talking about Persona 5, but please go ahead. Yeah.
well, I mean, nothing crazy and stuff, but like, dude, I what kind of low key have been a Persona fan for a long time. Like, dude, I bought Persona 3 and 4 on PS2, bought 3P3 on or P3P on PSP. That's hard to say. Persona on Persona 4 on Vita. I like that one a lot. Like, I mean, like, so I've got like a massive history with this franchise and all that stuff, dude. I think Metaphor might be their best game, like, legitimately. I really like Persona 4. Really, and Persona 5 is just perfection as well. But like, I think that what they have going with Metaphor not only could be a completely just new like franchise for them,
Mhm.
but like a like one that actually not just rivals Persona, but like surpasses it. I think it's fantastic.
Feels like that sounds like a BA seal of approval that you're giving for Metaphor.
Oh yeah, stamp it, dude. It's great. I love that the character, like each of the characters, can learn. It's not just like your main character going and collecting all these personas and all that stuff. Like everybody's got these things called archetypes,
Mm-hmm.
and each character can kind of do whatever they want to. So like your party members can switch out archetypes. I don't know if they can do it on the fly, but they can definitely like they would go to like Metaphor's version of what Eeyore is. And they can learn like to be a healer or be a knight or be a warrior or kind of be like my main character is a seeker. That's his like starting out class. It's almost like the job system a little bit from like Final Fantasy V. It's really cool. And it changes up that sort of the Atlas sort of gameplay loop. It changes it up just enough to where it's super fresh. So
That that is dope because I am actually like I'm in a weird game spot right now where I either am going to like continue dipping and dabbing into several different games or I'm going to like lock in and start playing something. So I might make it
yeah,
Metaphor because I've wanted to play it. I just, you know, didn't have the time.
I think you would really like it. And even if, the whole mantra behind Persona 5 was, take your time and all that stuff, but that's a 130-hour RPG. I think Metaphor is supposed to be a little snappier,
Mhm.
which is why it's getting you into it a little bit quicker. Again, I love that aspect of it, but I if I was to ever recommend you a video game like an RPG, I think Metaphor would be right up your alley.
All right. It's on then.
What you playing, brother?
Okay. So first I got to give a shout out to a demo that I'm playing for a game that's coming out soon that I've gone back to so many times that like it officially has my like I need to shout this out. It's called Dead as Disco, and it is a like I don't even know how to describe it. You ever? I'm sure you have. You ever play Shifu?
Is that the one where you like when you die you get old?
Yes, that one.
No, I have not played it, but Drake really wants to.
Okay, so Dennis Disco is a character who looks mysteriously like Travis Touchdown in a Shifu like combat system where it's like action and then like counterattack and heavy attack and like everything's kind of flowy and stuff. But it is specifically designed to make each one of your strikes timed to the beat of a song.
Oh,
Then on top of that, it has a feature in it where you can upload your own music and then set up the beats per minute so that the attacks are timed to whatever song you want it to be.
that's pretty cool.
And then
Is it
you're
like a like Devil May Cry style, or is it like beat 'em up?
it's beat 'em up. It's like I was specifically referencing Shifu because it's got that like kind of attack. You have like the counter attack button, you've got the heavy attack button, you kind of like move with it like in and out of enemies, but it's like really grounded.
Yeah,
So that's the
Hi-Fi Rush.
I haven't played Hi-Fi Rush, so it probably
It's
possibly.
yeah. I mean, you can't upload your own music to it, but like it's beat based, and I have no rhythm, so like I had a really hard time with it. But that sounds really cool.
So like like if you look it up, the reason I found it is because I was scrolling TikTok and there's a video of someone playing that game and they're playing it to I think it's the song's called Godzilla by Eminem and there are several points in this song where he is rapping at like 200 words a minute. So the BPM is like I think it's like I don't I'm not good at but it's extremely high. So like you catch these moments where like because all the hits are timed to the song, you catch these moments where this dude is moving at like light speed to the beat of an Eminem song, and I'm like, I'm downloading this. I need to check this out. And,
Oh my gosh,
so
that would melt your console, dude.
oh my god, it was. I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna open Steam right now. Open Steam from my phone searched this game and then downloaded it to my computer and played it. So there's my first shout out. I have to shout out that game. It seems crazy. I mean, it's apparently supposed to have like there's supposed to be like a full story mode, but like you can upload your own music throughout the entire game. So you can play the game to whatever sound CD you want to. So I'm like,
That's awesome.
yeah, so definitely just wanted to like shout that out because I'm really kind of excited to get into that game when the full release comes out. I decided I wanted to go back to Borderlands 2 because
Yeah.
I have never done a true Vault Hunter playthrough or anything past that. So I was like, I'm just gonna blow through Borderlands 2 and do a true Vault Hunter mode playthrough. Just get those like super ridiculous high level guns that do like 1,000,000 damage per shot and all that stuff. Just for fun, just for funsies. So I've been playing through that and like I've every time I think I've ever actually played Borderlands 2, I've played it co-op with Andrea. So like playing it solo is just a different experience. Like I literally know everything in Borderlands 2 by heart. Like I could half of that game I could probably play with my eyes closed. But like it's very different playing by yourself. So it's been an interesting ride for a game that, like I said, I've literally played Borderlands 2. I've bought Borderlands 2 probably 6 times between owning it from it being on like PS Plus or the Handsome Jack bundle or just buying it physically. I'm pretty sure I bought it for PC. I bought it for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. So like just playing through it again is just It's just an interesting little like jaunt through memory lane with a different perspective because I'm playing by myself. Like literally, I don't
Sometimes
think. Go ahead.
I was say sometimes like people talk about cozy games like that's its own genre, but like I think that stuff like that could be considered a cozy game. You know what I mean? It's something that it's familiar and it makes you feel good. You know?
Absolutely. Like it's weird to play it. Like this is a weird thing to say. I had to adjust the screen when I started because I'm so used to playing with a split screen on this game that like I had to like zoom myself out because I'm so used to playing on split screen where like you can barely
Uh,
see anything. So like being
your
zoomed
FOV
into,
sliders.
yeah, being zoomed in, I was like, I, I need to zoom back a little bit. I can't, I'm too much stuff on my screen. That
That's
was wild.
that's funny. What'd you
So,
set your FOV to?
oh God, I don't remember.
I'm a 90 kind of guy. Mister PC over here. Look at me with my FOV sliders and my V sync.
So, other than Borderlands 2, I played some Monster Hunter Wild, which
Yeah.
0.0%, like nothing against this game at all. It's just every other game that I'm playing right now, I still have the ability to pause. And like it doesn't
Yep.
I can't like I really have to be like it has to be, after the kids are in bed, like I'd have to be in my room by myself or the kids have to be asleep and Andrea would have to be doing something like there's so many factors that would have to be in play for me to like get a
Yeah.
good session of Monster Hunter Wilds in that I just haven't picked it back up. But that's
It's
nothing.
2025. Add a fucking pause button.
Yeah, that's nothing against the game though. I think it's still I still play that game and look at it like I like the idea that they took their ridiculously like enhanced and like detailed character creation thing and started allowing you to like save the character creation codes and share them as like I went through so many different characters that other people had created before I finally just made my own. Like there's a really really good Geralt and you can just like type in a code and boom, it's Geralt. There he is. Hi, how's it going? Like you are playing The
I
Witcher. You are
made.
the Witcher.
Are you the Richard?
I'm the Witcher.
The Richard. I made Leon S. Kennedy, and I made. Oh gosh, now why can't I think of his name? Oh gosh, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah.
So my favorite thing to do in character creators anymore is figure out how to make Willem Dafoe. I did it Starfield, and then I immediately closed the game out once I was done because Starfield sucks. Uh, but yeah, if I can get Willem Dafoe in the game, like a decently looking Willem Dafoe, like it's just insta A plus.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I believe I'm with you, and that should be the test of a character creator. If you want an A plus character creator, can I make Willem Dafoe? Yes. A. No. Less than A. Like period.
I'm something of a character creator myself.
So I moved my Super Nintendo Classic into the bedroom and did the thing that we have been talking about since the beginning of this podcast.
You played Yoshi's Island in the nude?
I started a file on Earthbound. That
Oh,
was last night.
nice.
I started up
It's fucking weird, isn't it?
on Earthbound. Yes, it's fucking weird. But I'm like, this is the moment. If there was a moment for me to take some time and play this game that I have heard nothing but like either you love this game or you hate this game. I'm a JRPG nerd and I would literally just want to add it to my little check. I just want to say, look, here I beat Earthbound. Don't come at me,
Yeah.
bro. So like started it up. I played like 45 minutes before I started falling asleep last night, but I started my Earthbound. So there we go.
Yeah. I expect regular updates, sir.
I will absolutely provide them because it has been 45 minutes in. It's already experience, so I'll keep you updated on how it's going.
My dad bought me Earthbound.
I remember you telling me about that.
We service merchandise, dude, and he bought it. I think he bought it on clearance. The same way with Chrono Trigger. Like I had that too,
You ever
and
hear
I
about
only
the
bought Chrono Trigger because you had it. So what?
Did you ever hear about the service merchandise hack?
No.
Service merchandise and Circuit City. There was a hack that people were doing where they would put on their job applications that they were like the manager of inventory as service merchandise in like whatever city they lived in.
Oh
Because
yeah, you
when
can't
service
prove it.
yeah, when service merchandise in like Circuit City went down, they literally left no traces. There was nothing. There was no number to contact. There was no person you could get in contact with. So like
Yep.
literally people were just putting that shit on their resume and there was nothing that anyone could do to confirm or deny it. So people just had those skills. Like,
Yep. People do that with HS Shrug as well.
God, I should. I was the IT manager.
Master of ceremonies.
Yes. I got back into my Secret of Mana Plus playthrough, and I'm getting closer to the end. I haven't run anything new yet, but it's interesting because one of the things that they went in to specifically fix is the luck stats in the game. So knowing that, I went for all of the abilities and stuff that like raise your critical rates. What's up, buddy?
You
Oh,
got a little one?
yeah. This mommy's whatever was in mommy's cup was yucky. All right, go tell mommy about it. Bleh.
It happens to
So,
the best of us.
so like all of those attacks that like raise your critical rate, all of the spells that do actually like make you stomp shit in this game. So you go around and like do massively more damage than you should because you're actually getting criticals at the rate you're supposed to. So it's kind of awesome.
That's really cool.
So
Did you ever
that
finish Visions of Mana?
oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. It's so good.
Yeah, I loved it.
I have I want to do our spoiler cast at some point, but you know, podcasts are kind of we're playing them by ears, no plan or date. But the one thing I want to say about it, I the ending of that game is an ending trope that drives me nuts to a level I can't really explain.
The fake ending?
No, no, I don't mind a fake ending. Give me a fake ending. The ending trope that I'm talking about is when two characters are super, super close. Then one of those characters dies. No. Then get your booty out of here. Go, go, go. Go, go. Then then one of the characters like lives a happy, like productive life, gets married, has kids, like those kids have kids. He grows up as some kind of like grandfather to a whole like little family that he's created, and then he dies and goes to heaven, and then the heaven that he goes to is just him and that person he was friends with 40 years ago, and like all of the people he's met since then, his entire family, his wife, his kids, those kids, like completely just disappear. And then that person that he knew 40 years ago and him spend the rest of eternity together. Like you just screw your wife, screw your kids, screw your grandkids. Like just this person that you knew for like 2 hours in a movie somewhere. Like that's the only person you want to see when you get to heaven for the rest of time. Like that one, I'm like, I mean, I understand in like video games. Like you don't want to, because it's like then you have to make like models for all of these other characters who would have to be super important, like whatever your wife is and whatever his kids look like and whatever their kids look like. Maybe you just don't want to spend the time to make all these models, but like saying that this person the main character is a good person, and then when they die and go to heaven, they none of the people in their life they care about at all or care to ever see again, just this person who they wanted to get to know, wanted to marry 20 years ago, but never did. Like, I that one bugs me. It's like one of my least favorite tropes. Like, you don't care about the rest of your family at all. Like you're willing to just say fuck all of them. So I'm cussing a lot on this one. You're willing to say screw all of them so that you can just like just be with this one person. Like this is the only person in the entire existence of the world that matters to you.
Yeah, that bothered me too.
Like I love
But
those two together. I love Hina and Val. They're awesome. But like if you're gonna waste the time to have that little kid run up and go, Grandpa, that insinuates so much. Just don't have him say Grandpa. Have him say Val. Then that kid could be anybody, and then you don't have to explain what he's doing. But like once you say Grandpa, that doesn't just say he has a grandchild. That says that he has children. That says he had a wife. That like, and now all of them are just like, I don't care about you. All I care about is this girl who I knew when I was 14. Like
what if it was Val that was pregnant the whole time?
oh God. I just
You
that's
never
one of
know.
those
What if he laid an egg?
maybe. I mean
That's how they reproduce eggs.
Secret Man's got its own weird stuff. Like the fairy dimension that they don't explain until the sprite is like dead. Like,
Yeah,
oh hey, the sprite's dead. No, he's not dead. He just went to the fairy dimension where all the fairies live, which includes him for some reason. And he was here by accident. Like could have explained all of this at any point before now. Like, but anyways, I loved it. I want to go back in really bad for one specific reason. I got so like there's 5 characters in this game that you play as.
hmm
I I played Val and like that's about it. Like I did not play all of the characters. I feel like I ignored some people so bad. Like I didn't control them at all. I didn't worry about what they were doing at all. I
yeah,
and like they seem like fully fleshed out characters, so there's no reason for me to have not. I just
yeah.
like
Morley actually seems to be the one that everybody likes to play as. Like apparently, Morley's very,
yeah,
very powerful.
I started the game as like I started the game with Val, and then like when I got Morley, I didn't play him at all, and then like my brain I was as I was finally like going further into the systems to try and figure out like how everything worked, I realized that if you put the all the moon stuff on Morley and then stack all of his criticals, he's like busted.
Yeah, he shreds everything. I was looking at the post game stuff, and like he is supposedly like the one you want to use to fight the. I haven't gone back for the platinum or anything like that. I really want to, but Morley's supposed to be the one that you want to use for that stuff.
Yeah, he is like when I started looking into it, like he because like if you the reason that he's super busted is because everything on in the chat like if you're using Nightblade, which is I'm actually looking at like a thing, so I'm not remembering all of this on the top of my head. But if you actually go into the Nightblade, which is the moon one for him, all of his stuff is all about more criticals, even like team criticals. Then you can equip like seeds that give you bonuses to criticals, bonuses to critical damage, bonuses to damage when you are using any of like the power, the stronger abilities. If you equip him with Moon Saber on top of that, he he's almost like unkillable because he does so much damage. He heals whenever he does damage, and then almost every strike is a critical hit. Like all that together, it's he's ridiculous. So like once I figured that part out, I was like, this is the only character I'm using for the rest of the game. And then like
Yeah.
the rest of the characters, I played maybe 10 seconds of any of the other ones.
So, do you remember how I play mana games?
You hit
Like
stuff.
from when we were kids and stuff?
Yeah, you hit stuff.
I hit stuff. I don't play with anybody else. Everybody else can suck it. I hit things with a stick, and that is how I play video games. I don't like to cast magic. I will if I have to. the when I played I played Trials of Mana and I got the platinum in that. I played the Secret of Mana remake to get the platinum in that. I don't. Well, okay. I guess Secret of Mana you do have to play as the other characters in order to level them up. But I I just hit stuff with a stick. I don't want to be Morley. I don't want to be Palomita with no pants on. I don't want to be the tiny
Lit.
tree person. I don't want to be them. I just want to hit stuff with a stick.
Like, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Marley, you don't have to cast anything. Like, it's
Yeah,
his
but he's a cat.
okay.
It's his haircut.
His
I know his
strong
haircut.
attack is like his strong attack is like enemy seeking, and it has knockout. And then his like charged normal strike is like it's like six like consecutive hits in a row that brings people back down to the ground. So essentially, you do your regular combo with the square button, then you hit triangle, knocks them in the air, you jump, then you hold down square, do the combo, brings them back down to the ground, and then you just repeat over and over again. And these bad guys are basically just in a washing machine of damage.
Hmm.
They're just spinning and getting slashed and knocked in the air and back down. It's just like, and then like the best part about it is the holding square attack that does the slashes and brings it back down. It actually does more damage the higher you are in the air. So when you fight a boss, you use that seeking attack to get to the top of their head, and then you hold down triangle, and it does damage all the way down their body until you hit the floor, and then you just do the same thing over again. Like he is busted. And
Yeah,
take into
but
consideration,
so's his haircut though.
yeah, but taking into consideration also that every time you're doing damage, you have a high chance of having a critical hit. It's super busted. He's
Yeah.
absolutely is busted. So like once I figured out how busted his kit was, I didn't play with anyone else, and I wanted to play with Karina real bad because I like her, but like I didn't even. I
She's
just
redhead chick, right?
nah,
She's redhead.
that's not me. But I like her. I like her southern accent.
No, I was asking if that was who that
Oh,
was.
I thought
It's
you were
it's
like
been a minute since I played
oh, I thought you were liking
it.
them
No,
redheads. I'm like, no, that's not me. But I just
no,
like her southern accent. Yes, Karina is the
no,
redhead
not
chick.
not gooning over here. You know what I mean? I'm
Look at
using
you with all the
all the kids
slang.
later. I know. Don't expect any more of this, guys.
Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've been playing. Way too much Satisfactory, of course. Uh, Balloons Tower Defense 5 got an update. There was a new monkey that came out, so I played that until I got the new monkey unlocked, which he's not bad. He's good for like really early game because like he does more damage based on like being the only monkey like in the area that he's in. So like when you start the game, you can literally just put him at the beginning of the round and then just let him like kill stuff while you build up money in the background. But like once you get to like later game stuff, he's kind of useless because like he's not that good. And then you make him weaker by putting more stuff around him. And like by the time you get to the end of the game, you need to use up all the space you can. So he's kind of useless. But early game, he's fun.
Have you picked up anything in the Steam sale?
I had my eye on something. I can't remember what it was. It, it might have been Metaphor Re Fantasio, actually.
Oh, you bought Manifold?
No, I had my eye on it. I haven't bought anything yet.
Got it.
No, I don't think I have. I have way too much. I have way too many games to play right now. I really don't need
Yeah,
anything else. I literally just bought. I bought Monster Hunter like 3 days after Max was bored, so I literally don't need any more new games.
right. I feel you on that one. I'm trying to buy less. I did pick up because I wanted to play on Steam Deck. I picked up Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I already own it on PlayStation, but I wanted it on Steam Deck. And then I bought Power Wash Simulator. So Drake has it on his Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
so we can actually play crossplay on it. So when he's at his mom's house, he'll load up his. He brings his Series S with him, and then I can load up my Steam Deck and we can play together. So fun stuff to do when your kid's not immediately in the same area as you.
That I would totally like. I'm totally looking forward to when Dom and Lee are old enough that we can play games together because Dom's gonna be a little gamer. That's nothing I can do about it. She has that vibe. I don't know about Lee
Yeah,
yet. He's just not there yet, but Dom is. She's gonna be a little gamer.
yeah. It's I mean,
I think
it's
she's gonna be one of those like cozy gamers. I think I'm gonna show her Stardew Valley and she's gonna lose her mind when she's old enough to like play it. But like
Drake loved his. He was uh, 3 when he got his 2DS. I got him the brick one.
mm,
I guess that's just what that was. The because and then they have 2DS XL. So he had one of those too. Like, but he loved that thing. He played a lot of like Super Mario 3D Land on it and Zelda. So he grew up with all that, and then he saw me playing my stuff, and then eventually got into PlayStation, and so yeah, it's kids gaming is fun. You know, it's a lot of times they'll just play whatever you're playing and stuff, but you know, Drake really quickly figured out that he was not a Mega Man guy or a Castlevania guy,
mm,
and started playing his own stuff. So, and then, but the cool thing is, like Zelda and Mario, like I I can still play Mario. I can't play New Zelda. Like I don't like Tears of the Kingdom, that kind of stuff. But like it doesn't have to be for me. Like it's for him. Like and he
right.
digs that stuff. So like that kind of stuff kind of he kind of took it over. And now it's his. Like those are his tastes. And
Mhm.
it's cool. He loves it.
Yeah. I'm always I talk about this all the time, but I'm always like surprised by this what Dom is into. She's such like very specific Dom taste. Like yesterday, we were sitting around and I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but I talked about this before. I think Encanto is like a beautiful movie. Like I think it's honestly one of, if not Disney's best works. Like it's so good. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch some Encanto, and like I'm sitting around watching it just because like we gotta watch. The kids are watching TV. They gotta have some. We gotta have something kid friendly on. I can't turn on friggin' Solo Leveling or something to watch. So I was just like, oh, I like this movie. We can watch this one. And Dom was like, nah, I'm done with this movie. And then she's like, takes the TV and then she turns on Raya the Last Dragon, which I haven't seen in forever. And I forgot. And it's Raya the Last Dragon is actually pretty good too. And it's just like, she's like, I like this movie better. Like, I'm always surprised at like how her taste is very specifically her own. And like,
Yeah.
stuff that I think is totally awesome. She's like, nah, I like this better. And I'm like, well, it's your TV. You watch whatever you want to watch, girl. Hi, Dom. All right. All right. Back. Take that pacifier back to Max, too. That's hers. They're in love with that baby.
That's good, man. Yeah, I mean, kids are great. Like they're gonna tell you what they like, what they don't like, and all that stuff. You know, and you know, as they start figuring stuff out on their own, like you know, their minds are expanding, and I just I hope that Lydia has much different taste than me or Drake or whatever. But like, I can't wait to see what sort of impact Drake has on Lydia. You know, like who cares? Like, dad's old. Like, dad likes Mega Man. You know what I mean? Like, how is Drake gonna inspire her? Like with movies or music or games or just life, art. Just I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Super cool. All right. I'm going to get into, I don't think I have any other game stuff to talk about. Uh, I'm going to do a quick little jump and then I'm going to go into the reason that I was so urgently needing to podcast.
Yeah, you texted me a few times about it.
So the first thing is I first off, they announced that Harold and Kumar 4 is getting made. I'm so freaking excited about it. So there's probably a lot of people here who don't know, but the Harold and Kumar series is like one of my favorite comedy movie series of all time. The third one sucks, but I still love it. It was one of those movies that was made in that small window of time where everyone thought 3D was going to be really big and important. So, like, they overdo it with the weird 3D stuff. But the soul of Harold and Kumar is kind of still there. So they announced the fourth one. I'm really excited about that. And then my excitement, I was like, I'm going to go back through and watch all the Harold and Kumars just because I haven't done it this year. So I watched the first one. Still love the first one. It's still a classic. Then I watched the third one. And the third one is like, but an interesting note about the third movie is it ends with both Harold and Kumar with their girlfriends are pregnant and they're about to have their first kids. So that's interesting. Interesting timing, anyways. Then the second movie, there is a DVD extra that's like a choose your own adventure. And what I'm about to tell you is the guys who made Harold and Kumar made 10 different endings for Harold and Kumar too.
Is this the Guantanamo Bay one?
Yes. There are 10 different endings for Harold and Kumar too. One of them
Interesting.
one of them I have to like I'm literally going to start talking about the entire movie to explain this, so I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm just going to do two of like the craziest ones. So like the very beginning of the movie, they're on a plane and they're trying to smoke weed on the plane. And then a literal option box comes up and it says smoke weed on this plane because this flight is too long, or don't. The canon answer is to smoke weed. They get busted. Then they like air marshals take them down because they think that the bong is a bomb, and then they go to Guantanamo Bay. The non-canon answer is they don't smoke weed. So if you choose that answer, they just end up in Amsterdam. They're standing around, and the girl that they go to look for, Maria, runs into them. Then Harold and Maria have this like whirlwind romance thing, but Kumar's completely there by himself. And then he meets another girl who was just got out of a bad relationship. They like fall in love. They have like multiple weeks of just them hanging out together and doing stuff in Amsterdam together. And it literally ends where Kumar's like, I'm going to stay here and marry this girl. So good luck back in the United States, Harold. They shake hands, they hug, Harold leaves, and like the end of the movie is like they just like separate. Kumar stays in Amsterdam and Harold goes back to the United States. The end. Credits roll. So I'm like, holy crap, what was that? So I'm going to give you the last one. Fast forward to the end of the movie. They are back in Amsterdam, having gone through everything that happens in the movie. They run into Maria, and she's in a building, and there's some dude like touching her hair and standing really close to her. And Harold's like, no, I got to go talk to her. Screw this. He goes in. The canon ending for that is the canon ending for that is Maria's a model. The guy who's touching her is adjusting her for photos. She's so excited to see Harold. They have this whirlwind romance. Harold is there with his ex-girlfriend, and they all have fun, and then they go back to the United States. The end. That's how the movie's supposed to end. The alternate ending is that guy is her boyfriend. She tells Harold to fuck off. She's not interested in him at all, and he needs to go away. And like, then they just like leave, and Harold is super depressed, and like everyone's sad, and then they like don't even stay in Amsterdam, and they just go back to the United States. The end. Like, there are 8 more endings to this freaking movie. I was like,
why?
I don't know. I literally It is the most random thing I have ever come across in a DVD extra of any movie ever. It makes I have no idea why they wrote 10 endings for this movie.
That's funny.
Like I'm part of me, because I love the series so much, part of me is like, this is amazing. But the logical part of my brain that can like turn how much I love the movie off is like, why did you write 10 endings for this movie? The Shawshank Redemption doesn't have 10 endings.
Different
This is
movies, though.
this is Harold and Kumar go to Guantanamo Bay. Why is there 10 endings for this movie? I was like, my mind was absolutely blown. I was sitting here, like, literally, this was the one night when I was watching Harold and Kumar 2. This was the one night I decided I wanted to drink. So I'm like 3 shots in, watching Harold and Kumar. Like, there's one where like if you choose, they're in Guantanamo Bay, and there's an option where they you can choose to pick the canon option where they escape, or they can pick the option where they don't. And then one of the endings is them as old men with gray hair sitting in Guantanamo Bay complaining about how they should have left. Like, I, I was like, this is, what the fuck is this? It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, but I was so ready for it. Okay.
Is that the night you were texting me about it?
It might have been. I was blown away.
Yeah,
I might have just
you texted me saying you were drinking or whatever, and then I think you said something about Harold and Kumar as well. I stayed up to read your text messages.
It was wild. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the reason that we are here. The reason that we are gathered here, and I needed to do this podcast today, is because of Ironheart.
I won't be able to contribute.
You don't have to. I got to talk about it, and then I've got to talk about something else first, and then I've got to kind of talk about Ironheart. Hi, buddy. So here's the thing. There is so much racially charged fighting about this series. Just the first 3 episodes. Lee, I gotta go, buddy. Hold on 1 second. Pause. Okay. Sorry. This is about to get slightly serious, so I need... Okay. So there is so much racially charged bullcrap about this series. So I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about this part first. What the epiphany that I've come to is that I don't want to waste time and waste focus from the Game Dads podcast talking about these absolutely unjustifiable, pointless, like, racial arguments. The stuff that people are mad about is all fake. It's none of it holds any weight. None of it is real. They're just like, this series is about a black person, so I am upset about it. And then they're pulling crap out of their butts to justify why that is an acceptable reason to be upset. I'm not going to sit here and every time this happens for the rest of the time, come to this podcast and be like, well, the racists are at it again. Like, I'm not doing that. I've done it a couple of times, and I don't feel like taking the Game Dads podcast and like giving this stuff air is what I want to do anymore. So if something is getting this like weird racial treatment, I will still talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it in the way that they want me to. Like, is my racial complaint legitimate? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to talk about the thing, whether I think it's good or bad. And I will say that there is some like weird racial stuff going on about it, but I'm not getting into it. I'm not going to sit here and like explain their points and why their points are wrong. If you think like this, you're probably not listening to us. And if you have heard this and you're listening to us, then me regurgitating some idiot's points about some nonsense it's putting those points out there, even if I'm rebuting them, like nobody needs to hear it because
It's
it's
giving them
nonsense.
air.
Yeah, it's giving them air that they don't deserve. If you want to be racist, at least I don't know, step your game up. Give some better
No,
points.
oh, oh, please don't.
I'm just
Please don't.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not this this space isn't going to be a place where those points get to breathe anymore. I'm not. We're just going to talk about whatever the thing is, whether it's good or bad. I'm just that's what's going to happen from
Yeah.
now on. I'll say it. I'm going to say it the way I'm saying this about Ironheart. There is some like racial stuff going on about this story, about this show, but none of it is worth listening to. So let me talk about the stuff that people are saying that isn't just like I am a racist. So first of all, when they released Ironheart, they only released the first 3 episodes. So like the people who are having this hissy fit aren't aren't talking about a complete show. They're talking about the first 3 episodes. That that kind of disqualifies you right off the bat. Literally, it's possible that you can just not like this character. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but like to talk about her in any way that revolves around her story, you have to, the end of it has to exist and you have to have seen it. Like people were giving this show these bad ratings and review bombing it before it even came out. It's all bullshit. So let me talk about the first couple episodes and then I'm going to talk about what people are complaining about and then I'm going to explain why it's all bullshit. Okay. So the first couple episodes come out. The first episode is Riri getting kicked out of MIT. She eventually gets kicked out of MIT because she is hustling for money. She's hustling for money because her grant doesn't give her enough money to make the super expensive AI that she's trying to make to run her Iron Man suit. So she gets kicked out of MIT, then she goes back home. She steals her suit from MIT, which they immediately, turn off all of the MIT based equipment that's in it. So basically, she just has a flying suit of armor that doesn't have any, control. So she has to go home and make a new AI to run the suit so she can, fly around and do stuff. This is extremely expensive. So, in a situation where someone in her neighborhood knows who she is, knows how smart she is, they recruit her into their gang to steal stuff. She does some jobs with them to get money. Then she finishes her AI, and the AI she has to let it scan her own brain to work like a simulate a mind. So she uses her own brain, and when she does it, the AI comes out as her dead best friend. So while grappling with the idea of this AI version of her friend speaking, acting, thinking the way her best friend did, she's grappling with this idea of like basically recreating her or bringing her back to life with AI, which is cool and a complex like thing to like address in a Marvel show. She goes on another job with her friends, with her, her crime friends, but she has a secondary motive in this where she is attempting to get a piece of the hood's hood. They find out that she's trying to get a piece of the hood. The hood's like best friend is like, no, screw you. I'm gonna kill you because you're trying to fuck up my, trying to mess with my friend, and this is my brother. I think they're actually like cousins or something. But like they get into a scuffle, then the room that they're in starts like filling up. I think it's actually like they just start turning off the oxygen in the room, if I remember correctly. Riri calls her suit. Her suit comes, grabs her, pulls her out of the room. She does not save the guy who's trying to kill her, and he dies. When he dies, she goes home. She has an absolute mental breakdown that she just had a hand in the death of someone. And that's the end of the first 3 episodes. So
Mhm.
the first complaint that people are, let's say the weakest complaint that people have is because now I explained what happened in this moment. Riri does not kill this person. She just does not save them, resulting in their death, even though they were trying to kill her. The first complaint is someone says that Tony Stark would not approve of Riri because she killed someone.
He kills so many people in the first movie.
Tony Stark
People didn't watch Iron Man.
Tony Stark starts the MCU as a warmonger. His job is to sell bombs to people for them to kill each other. How is and literally he kills every main villain in all of his movies. How is Tony Stark coming back to say I don't approve of this? Tony Stark has like the third highest body count in the MCU.
Yeah, that's true.
So this point is stupid. It makes no sense to be upset about it. It makes no sense to complain. Like Thor's first movie, if you turn your brain on, phone ringing. If you turn your brain on and actually watch it instead of, I don't know, whatever people are doing, Thor gets deemed unworthy because he goes to a planet of people he doesn't like and tries to kill all of them. Natasha is an assassin. Her entire job up until Iron Man 2 is killing people. So is Clint. Captain America was in World War II. Every person in the main cast of Avengers has mountains of bodies underneath them. How is this a point? Yes, she killed someone, which she didn't kill that person. She just didn't save them. Point one is stupid. Now on to point two. Point two is she's a criminal. So is Ant-Man. Ant-Man starts his first movie in jail. If you count murdering people as a crime, 50% of the people in the MCU are criminals with way more bodies than Riri. 20% of them are all thieves. Like, why is this one specific thing just for her and not for anyone else? Why is it not okay for her to be a thief, but it is for almost every other character in the MCU?
So is this what they're
Yeah, this
making it
is
like because she's black?
basically. I mean, there's a portion of this thing that is just like people just like black person bad. Then there's this portion of things where there people are like, this character is bad because of things that we accept for other characters, but we don't accept for this character. And we're not saying that it's because she's black, but that's the answer.
Double standards.
Yeah. And then there's the big one, the one that you as a person who loves Iron Man, I'm going to take the time to dissect this because once it's dissected, you'll understand. Everyone will understand. I'm not saying you, Brett, because I'm sure you get it. You'll get it as soon as I say it. But like everyone's saying this, well, I'm going to dissect this in a way that you will hopefully understand, and it will go through your brain how stupid this argument is. There's a point in the first episode where Riri says, "Would Tony Stark be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire?" And then the people who are saying this are like, how dare you talk about Tony that way? Tony is, he was able to build his first suit in a cave with a box of scraps. So why can't, why,
You said the quote.
yeah, I mean, it's literally people are going like, they put the quote up and say, well, would Tony Stark be Tony Stark if he wasn't a billionaire? And then right underneath it, they'll put a picture of Obadiah saying, he built this in a cave with a box of scraps, and then that's their entire argument.
Well, he
It's
also
like,
had the education too.
I'm like, so I'm going to break this down. We'll start with education because you brought it up. Tony Stark was born a billionaire. His father was a billionaire scientist. His father had connections so deep into the United States government that he basically could do whatever he wanted. That person, and then Tony Stark is, I mean, you could argue smarter, but at least as smart as his father, naturally. So you
Right.
take this person, give them unlimited money. Let's say that again. Once you hit the level of rich that any of these people are, that is unlimited money. Tony Stark has the best education a human being could possibly have. He's had the best home life a human being could possibly have, just minus his distant father. He's had every opportunity anyone could possibly have, and then infinite money to play infinitely with all of that money. Then you add the fact that Riri is 19. When Tony Stark builds his first suit, he's in his 30s. And also has had infinite money his entire life. Then we got to go to the cave with the box of scraps. The cave that he is in is a basically an Al Qaeda 10 rings hideout, with the box of scraps that we're talking about is a box of Tony Stark's weaponry that he built. Then he's not in a cave with a box of scraps alone. He's in the cave with a box of scraps and another genius scientist who
Yeah,
helped
I think
him
people took that too literally.
the entire time.
Right. Yeah,
Then
the Obadiah thing was meant to be like the box of scraps thing was meant to be a dig on the scientist that he was
yes,
talking to, not and then not to me, but like he was saying that, you know,
yes, he's saying
in a
that.
way to put down that person.
Yes. But like
Not
then to like add another layer to this, the suit that Tony builds in that cave with that box of scraps, Tony says to the guy, I can't remember his name. I wish I did because it makes me laugh.
Jensen,
Jensen. No. Yeah, Jensen.
Jensen,
Jensen.
Jensen.
He says to him that the arc reactor that he just built, which is a miniature version of the arc reactor that that his dad built, so he knew everything about. The miniature version that he built, he said, this will only last for 15 minutes. So the suit that we're talking about is not great. Then, after he builds the suit, uses it for his 15 minutes, when he finishes using it for that 15 minutes, it physically falls apart. So the cave with the box of scraps is a scientific lab that was created for him with another scientist there with him, with a box full of scraps that is super advanced weapons that he himself built. And he was there doing nothing but putting that shit together. The level of that quote not actually meaning what you're trying to translate it to against this person is so bad. Like, you need to go to a media literacy class. It's so dumb. And like you said, to go back to the situation where it's actually being said, Obadiah is saying it to another scientist who is trying to replicate what Tony did. And he's saying it to say, I have given you all the money and resources that you possibly could have. Why can't you do this thing? And then the thing that the guy says back to him is, I'm not Tony Stark. What he's saying is, I'm not as smart as Tony Stark. Riri is smarter than Tony Stark.
And resourceful. I think that one needs to be thrown in there too. Like I think smart and resourceful are two different things, and Tony is both of those.
And then to add another level to it, and like, internet, don't come for me, but
Oh, they're coming.
Obadiah is being racist. He does not
Is
respect
it?
the 10 rings. He is talking shit about them. He is saying the 10 rings was able to create a space where Tony Stark could create a miniature arc reactor. I have given you everything the United States has to offer, and you can't do it. And then it's like, the thing that also is like this quote this quote is not about building an Iron Man suit. He is not talking about building a suit. He is talking about building a miniature arc reactor. That's what he's talking about. That's the point. He does not go to Tony's house and steal his suit. He goes to Tony's house and steals his arc reactor and then puts it in the suit that they already made.
Yep. I'm sorry.
So these are the things that people are saying about Ironheart and Riri Williams and why she's a terrible character and she sucks. She's a thief, which the Guardians of the Galaxy, the entire thing is Peter Quill is a thief. This is his entire thing. Rocket is a thief. This is his entire thing. Like, Deborah is not a thief, but like, together, they're going to steal stuff. That's the entire thing.
Yeah, she becomes one.
Yes, and then Ant-Man is a thief. His entire thing is he gets his start by being a thief. He's there to steal stuff. It's just like, how many times in the MCU stories is someone going somewhere to steal something? Like,
Yeah.
50% of the movies are about going to steal something. Like, there's like, well, she kills somebody. Every single Avenger, almost every single MCU main character has killed someone. And like, it's not like she like kills this guy and then walks away and is perfectly chill about it. She has a mental breakdown. She has a panic attack the second she is safe and back home. And she doesn't even kill this person. She just doesn't save them after they tried to kill her. Like,
That was the whole thing in Batman Begins with Roz at the end.
It's
He doesn't kill that. He doesn't kill him, but he didn't save him.
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there's like she still feels bad about it, so I mean the point's moot anyways. But like, there's a difference between killing someone and not saving them. And like, she's not in a situation where she could have chose to save this person and didn't, or could have gone back for them but didn't. She's in a position where she is either going to get caught herself or she's going to let this person die who is in this situation of their own devices. Like, she didn't put him in the situation that's causing him to die. She just did not save him. Like,
right.
It's so like, just watch the show. Just watch it. Just, you wanted to hate it so bad that you're just looking for something that you could point to that you could drag on. You're looking for something. You were just hoping to find something. That's why all of these answers are bunk. You could just say, I don't like Riri. And like, another one of the things that people are saying is Riri is really overconfident. Like, Tony Stark pulls up to a world-ending threat, waits to turn his fucking music on before he touches down to show up to help anybody.
Yep. People just need to go outside. Dude, to bring it kind of back to video games and all that stuff, like that was the argument with Assassin's Creed Shadows. You know, people didn't want to like give that game its due or whatever because people were mad about a black playable character. You know what I mean? They were really mad about Yasuke for some reason. But but he was like the first like historically or first. I don't say historically accurate, but like the first historical figure that's playable in an Assassin's Creed game, and people try to figure out like every single reason under the sun like why that was a bad idea. And he ends up being an awesome character.
Yeah.
So I think people just need to go outside, get off the internet for a little bit. Like, this stuff just it's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like, I always go back to the like because I love talking about this stuff. I really do, but people take it really far, and my brain always goes back to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, specifically when Ben Affleck is trying to explain Blunt Man and Chronic, and he does that fictional characters thing with his
Mm-hmm.
fingers. Like that's what I want to just I don't
I
know. Anytime I see something like that, that's what I want to send. But I just people think too deeply on it. I like. There's nothing wrong with talking about these like characters just in the show and all that stuff. But when you're making it about race or like literally anything else like that, like that's hateful and meant to bring people down and feel bad and all that stuff, dude, just stop. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
stop.
Mine is just like as far as Yasuke, I'm not a Assassin's Creed fan, so I'm not gonna talk about how what it means to the story of Assassin's Creed for this character to exist. Because I mean, I'm not in the lore like that, so I'm not gonna make a comment. But what I will say is Yasuke is a real person. He's a
Yeah.
real person. Like he existed in the world. There's tons of Japanese lore, Japanese writings about this guy. Like he's a real person. So when you guys were all complaining about, oh man, this isn't historically accurate for this person to be here, like he's a real person. It's historically accurate that he's there. Like now your complaint is, well, he nobody said that he could be a samurai. They're saying he's a samurai. It's like Japanese people make stories about this guy and they make him a samurai.
Yeah.
I now you're gonna tell the Japanese people what their history is because you don't want it to be a black dude. It's like he existed. He's there are Japanese movies about this guy. Like when Japanese people didn't have black actors to play him, they had Japanese people in like brown makeup to play Yasuke. Like I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
That's really honestly the biggest, most recent example that I can think of off the top of my head, dude. Because I don't. I tapped out on social networks and all that stuff like years ago. But yeah, the Yasuke stuff was the arguments with that are just really weak. And that game is great too. That's my game of the year right now. So
yeah, and like as far as this story, like I still think the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is better, but like these first three episodes, like I'm down. Like I know people are
yeah.
like super freaking into Loki, and I just don't like him as a character, so I'm not into his shows. But like of the shows that have been released, I'd probably say top five. Like probably fifth
Oh
in
wow.
top five, but like top five. Like I would say Falcon and the Winter Soldier is probably my favorite. Then probably WandaVision, probably Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and then probably Ironheart. But
Dude, I really wish they could have capitalized on how great the Falcon and Winter Soldier show was, like versus the Captain America movie. That movie, oh, it was so bad. I did not like it.
I
Uh,
I didn't hate it. I definitely didn't hate it as much as you did. But
oh
I
my
just
god.
it solidifies for me that like trailers are dumb.
Yeah, I think the trailers gave it. Well, I think the trailers hyped it up really, but I know that movie was kind of troubled too. Like it had a lot of reshoots and stuff. And honestly, dude, like it's no fault of why am I blanking on Sam's actor?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. It's no fault of his either. Like I think he's a great character and all that. I just think that the writing was awful. Like the Hulk stuff was pretty bad. It's
Like
unfortunate that dude, as awesome as Harrison Ford is, like it's just I don't
like
know, getting him to give a shit anymore is tough.
like the problem that I feel like the movie ran into was they didn't have enough they didn't have enough they did the DC thing and they did not have enough faith in their own story because like they shouldn't have even done any of the like, oh well, this is me and now I don't have a mustache, so yeah, like this isn't the guy who played this character originally, obviously, like, just stop doing that. They have to stop that. Like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
constantly be recasting people, just live in it, man. You don't have to make the character say some quippy line that like lets you know that it's a different person. Like, just live in it. Just
Right.
accept it.
They didn't do that with Don Cheadle. They didn't do that at
Yeah, they
all with Don
did.
Cheadle. They just got it.
Yeah, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
Were they?
Iron Man 2, Don Cheadle's first lines is, "Yes, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it."
Oh. Well, I stand corrected. I guess
Stop
I just
doing that.
don't remember that.
Stop doing that. Stop. I mean, I remember that because I'm an Iron Man freak and I love all the Iron Man movies and I've watched them all religiously.
Yeah.
But like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. And then all of the like overly hinting about the Red Hulk after you've already spoiled it in the trailer, just like, don't hint at it at all. Like, could you?
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying this. Could you imagine if like there was no hints at all that what's going on with him is he's about to transform into Red Hulk, and then he just fucking does it?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, spoilers are, and you know me, I don't give a shit about spoilers. I just don't. But they got to sell movie tickets, and like the box office for Marvel movies has dropped off like a fucking just a rock in the ocean. You know what I mean?
yeah, like
They're sinking. So
I,
they gotta get people in. So I mean, they gotta tell people.
I,
At least they feel like they have to. I don't
they're
feel like they have to.
they're running polar games. They're running two games at the same time. If they would turn one of them off, it would work. But they're running both at the same time. If you want
Yeah,
to get butts in seats, then guess what you have to stop doing? Stop taking all of the movies to Disney Plus so fast.
yeah. Well, I
If
mean,
you want to
you
get
got to
butts in
recoup the money
seats,
somehow.
no, if you want to get butts in seats, if literally what I did with freaking New Avengers, what's the
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts? Literally what I did with Thunderbolts. Like, I wanted to go see it a couple of times, but stuff kept getting in the way. And then by the time I got to the point where I was at my like last couple of days where I could go see it, it's like it's gonna be out on Disney Plus in like 3 months. So I'll just wait. But if it was gonna be
Yeah,
out on Disney Plus in 6 months or 9 months, I probably would have got my ass up to go see it. Like, because like the way that their shows work and like the balance is, if I drop a movie and then I drop a TV show that's related to the movie, I got to get my ass to the theater to see it because then the show's going to come out and I'm not going to understand what's going on. So like, but if the movie comes out, then 2 months later it's on Disney Plus, then like I don't have to worry about going to see it. I can just wait. And then if there's a show that comes out in between that like doesn't that connects to that movie in some way, and I haven't seen the movie yet, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking wait until the movie drops. Then I'm gonna watch the movie. Then I'm gonna watch the show. Like, you like, if you would just pick one lane and stick with it, they could make money. But they're doing both. Like, if they had just like spaced out the movies, then you go to Disney Plus, and if you're like some Marvel fan who wants to watch, like, you got to take your ass to the movie to see the movie because by the time by the time it's the movie's on Disney Plus, there's probably 2 or 3 shows that you missed at this point because you don't understand what's going on in the movie. So then you have
right.
to go to the movie so you can see like it's just, I don't know. I think they're doing the thing, and this is what I would say about this. And Mr. Leftist Aaron over here. But like what they're doing is like they dropped like a couple movies that missed, and now they have completely lost confidence in their movies. So they're going, well, we're not worried about movie tickets. We're making sure people keep their Disney Plus subscriptions. So instead of worrying about getting the people into the movie theater to see these movies, we got to get this to Disney Plus so people don't drop their Disney Plus subscriptions. And I don't know. I'm not a CEO. Maybe it's a smarter business move to keep people on Disney Plus than it is to make movies. I don't know. But like, pick a
I don't
lane.
know about that.
I don't
Yeah,
think so. I'm gonna say straight up, I don't think so. But I don't
well,
know.
it's the Xbox Game Pass argument. You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Like they can't sell games anymore, so they're driving people to Game Pass. Like it just Marvel the same way. Like they don't have I guess the difference being, and what the other point I was going to make too was just like they don't have their A squad anymore. You know, Downey Jr. is going to be back for Doom, right? But like they don't have Chris Hemsworth. They don't have the core Avengers or whatever. So
Yeah,
like
but
they're really trying to sell these movie tickets with the Red Guardian and like Florence Pugh and you know they're awesome, but like well and Anthony Mackie like he as awesome as he is like he's not Chris Evans like
this is the
he's not
problem, and this is the problem, and this is the thing that me and you have been talking about for years and years and years. Hollywood, specifically Disney and these companies, are so afraid to like nurture new talent. They're so afraid of it that like they do this all the time. Like when we were having this conversation, we were talking about Ghost in the Shell,
Mhm.
and Ghost in the Shell cast Scarlett Johansson to play the main character, who is a Japanese woman. And I was like, this is stupid. Why are they doing this? And you were like, well, Scarlett Johansson puts butts in seats. And it's like, yes, but Scarlett Johansson is not immortal. Eventually, you have to find someone else to put the butts in the seats.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
It's like that's what they're doing with the MCU. Like you have to confidently bring out your new actors and support them the way you supported your old actors, or the thing dies. Like, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, I've been on a rant. I've been ranty. I'm really glad I got this out because now I can like,
I'm sure Andrea is glad you got it out too.
yes, yes. Andrea is going to be like, thank you. He's been annoying me with all these rants for the past like 3 weeks, and he needs to get them out. I just it the way that they market these movies, the way that they like market the shows, it literally feels like a drop in like marketing dollars. It feels like they went, we're going to stop promoting these movies as much. But like the second Robert Downey Jr. stepped in as as Doom, they were like, you heard about it nonstop. Every update about the idea of Downey playing Doom is screamed from the rafters, but like you had, for the most part, female-led project from one of the hottest up and coming female actresses in Hollywood, Florence Pugh, and like you couldn't get butts in the seats to that movie.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Well, the naming convention of that one was dumb too, like calling it Thunderbolts and then just abruptly changing the name to New Avengers. That that was definitely a tactic. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this isn't really people aren't really showing up to this. Let's call it the New Avengers. You know what I mean? And then people started kind of paying more attention to it.
What they should have
That ticked me off.
they should have just called it New Avengers in the first place. Just
Well, yeah,
you've got
yeah,
to
that's my
lean.
point.
I say you've got to lean into these things. You've got to lean in. You
Well,
can't promote
as
anything leaning out. If you don't feel like confidence in your project, then other people will not feel confident in your project.
they got too cute with it, you know what I mean? Like that. I think that was funny and not. I don't want to say brilliant, but like changing the name of a movie after it's already released is uh, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you let people watch it like, oh well, these are going to be the new Avengers going forward and all that stuff. Just I get why you don't want to call it that because you don't want to spoil it and stuff, but like uh I don't know. It was definitely a choice.
yeah. I'm done ranting. I actually like this is. I don't. I don't actually like. I don't have any like spite towards the MCU. I feel like I'm not gonna call it defining because it's a little too old for that. We're a little too old for that, but it was definitely like a thing. Like it's definitely an event of our generation and this current time period. And like
It was.
I feel like they're just like letting it die a little. and I'm just not super excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, dude, things need to end. Like I don't think anything should live forever. You know what I mean? Like just let it end. Then you get to the point where like you have to make it connect and all this other stuff. I mean, you're painting yourself into a corner with it. And I get like why it's cool to have like a connected shared universe and all that stuff, but like I don't know, man. Like sometimes I just want to watch and like and I like a cool I dude, think of like how 20 years ago, I guarantee you when Robert Downey Jr.'s time was up with Iron Man, there would have been another Iron Man waiting. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
happened with Spider-Man, happened with Batman, it's happened with Superman, happened with all these other cool, you know, superheroes and all that stuff. Like, you've always got another one waiting. Like, and now, dude, it's been what, 15 years since well, no. When was Iron Man 3? That was 2013. Like, it's been over a decade since our last like actual like Iron Man movie. Like that is nuts. I don't get it. But I also don't make millions of dollars to make these decisions either. So
I like
at least we got
here's
Superman. That's cool.
here's the way I think, and then I'm gonna close with this. The way I think is the way the way that everything is supposed to work. You create this character, you have this storyline, it builds, it climaxes, it ends, and as it's ending, and during the climax and as it's ending, you introduce the character that replaces that character. And
Hmm.
then the character story ends, they hit their conclusion, they disappear, new character takes their spot. Same thing happens with new character over and over again. I'm not saying I want the MCU to last forever, but the way that this should have happened, obviously, is all of these characters who were introduced over the course of the story towards the middle and end of the climax being end game or being Infinity War and end game. Now all the old characters should be retiring and the new characters should be taking their spots. But they won't give all these characters the clean break that they deserve. And they keep dragging them back in because they're so scared that the new people won't make as much money. So then now we have the Hulk has a kid, which we haven't talked about in 5 shows and movies. The Hulk has a kid. No one's been talking about that. There were two Hulks. Technically, now there are three, but like
Yeah, there's
they're,
three.
they're like what? Like like the fact that they finally brought up that freaking Eternal in Captain America. I was like, thank you, God. Like there is a person sticking halfway out of the Atlantic Ocean, and no one has mentioned it in like 5 movies.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. All
Dude,
right.
so and the last thing I'll say is this is all just pro wrestling. I think it's hilarious. Like this is how I talk about pro wrestling. Like when I get mad that they wheel out Ric Flair or whatever. Like you know what I mean? Like or The Rock or Stone Cold or something like that. Like instead of like building up new talent, and all that. Dude, this is all pro wrestling and it's hilarious. It's funny. It's not funny. It's a little funny, but it's fun watching somebody else like talk about it. You know, I don't
You're
know.
enjoying the Schadenfreude of listening to me rant about it.
Yeah, I am. Oh, the bungalow is clean. I'm power washing.
All right.
I've
So
I've ruined this person's house.
they should have should have checked the Yelp reviews. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
say my
anybody who's
positives
pressure
and I
washing this
guess to
much,
go. So my positive is Max was born on the 7th of June. And
yeah.
she
Are you
is
sure it's the seventh?
don't. Yes, I'm sure. And she is gorgeous and just has this like magnet effect for all of us. Like Dom and Lee, if they hear one peep out of that baby, both of them shoot up from whatever they're doing and go running to see what's going on. Like it's it's beautiful and it's awesome. And having a new baby, just it there's so much like energy and like it just changes the whole vibe of everything. Like it's not that there was like a negative or bad vibe in my house. It's just, you know, when you feel
It's a
the
different
shift,
vibe.
yeah, when you feel the shift, you can feel it. And it's just, there's
Yeah.
a shift that happens when, you know, a new baby gets brought in and it's so like, uh, uh, as tired as I am, it's invigorating. It like changes your perspective. It
Yeah.
makes you
Give your
think.
life.
Yeah, it just like, and I don't know if I have permission to talk about Andrea's birth story as they would word it, but my wife was
I wouldn't
awesome.
thought about it.
My wife was awesome, and she did her thing. She was amazing, and it was just like with our the stuff that's gone on in our previous births in comparison to this one is just like the difference is night and day, and in the most positive way. So like it was awesome. So there's my positive new baby.
Heck yeah. My positive is your positive, dude. I'm glad that we're both kind of like in it now. You know, we're beyond the hectic part of like the birth aspect of it. And, you know, just being a dad is the best job in the world. I don't, I don't see it as a job, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Like, it's just, it's the best thing in the world. And like, I'm glad that I get to do it for a second time. You get to do it for a third time here. And now we get to talk about it and share our experiences with the world and all that stuff. Yeah, my little one's starting to smile and she's trying real hard to laugh. So, and that's where I live, dude. With all my goofy stuff, Aaron knows how goofy I am. Like, that how goofy I've always been. Like that's where I live, you know. And I can't wait to make all the dumb like jokes and faces and like that was my favorite part about Drake, and I think that's like where he gets a lot of his humor from is just that goofiness. So yeah, it's a good time, brother.
Yeah. I'm super excited and I gotta get going before my wife kills me. Wibbity wham wham wazzle.
From Large Marsh sent you.
All right. Peace.
Peace.